Hello! Welcome back to part 2 of this tutorial for the Mother's Day shawl. I'm now at the end of row 6, and right after that I crochet my 3 chain stitches for the base of the 7th row and the 2 chain stitches for the height. Then the 3 double crochets, one each into the 3 chain stitches from the base, and now I turn my work. This is row 7. 1 double crochet into the first stitch of the following group, and once this first group of row 7 is finished, I chain 5, 1 single crochet into the middle stitch of the following chain, and then chain another 5 stitches. A double crochet into the last stitch of this group, and 3 double crochets around the following chain. Chain 4, and for the tip of the heart I now cast off 3 double crochets together. Then chain another 4 stitches, 3 double crochets around the chain, and 1 more double crochet into the first stitch of the group. Chain 5, 1 single crochet into the middle stitch of the following chain, chain another 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of that group, and now we're in the middle of our shawl again. That means we work 3 double crochets around the following chain, chain 5, and then work 3 more double crochets around that same chain. The 4th double crochet goes into the first stitch of the following group. Chain 5, 1 single crochet into the middle stitch of the chain, then chain 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and 3 double crochets around the following chain. Chain 4, and then cast off the following 3 double crochets together for the tip of the heart. And chain another 4 stitches. 3 double crochets around the chain, one double crochet into the first stitch of the group, chain 5, then 1 single crochet into the middle stitch of the chain, chain 5, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the following group, and last but not least, I add my usual 3 double crochets at the end. 1, 2, 3. I put a link to the written pattern of the shawl into the info box below. Okay, I already chained the 3 stitches for the base and the 2 chain stitches for the height. 3 double crochets, the fourth into the first stitch of the group, and that is row 8. Row 8 starts with 2 chain stitches. It basically starts exactly as row 4. So 2 chain stitches, then 5 double crochets into the middle stitch of the chain, because this will be the next arc of the heart. Then chain 1 and into the following middle stitch the 5 double crochets for the second arc of the heart. Chain 2, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and 3 double crochets around the following chain. Again chain 2, 3 double crochets around the following chain, and the 4th double crochet into the first stitch of the group. Chain 2, and now we reached our second heart, so we again work an arc out of 5 double crochets into the middle stitch of this chain. Chain 1, and for the second arc of the heart we work another 5 double crochets into the middle stitch of the following chain. Chain 2, a double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and now we're in the middle of the shawl again. I'm gonna move my stitch marker up so that I always have it in my current row. And then we work the middle as always. 3 double crochets around the chain, five chain stitches, and another 3 double crochets around the same chain. And one more double crochet into the first stitch of the following group. And then we start to work this half of the shawl mirror inverted to the first half. So exactly like the one we just did, just mirror inverted. That means we first work the 2 arcs of the heart, then a group of 4, 2 chain stitches, a group of 4, and then again the 2 arcs of the next heart. So I crocheted the 2 chain stitches, then into the middle stitch we work 5 double crochets, then chain 1, and work 5 more double crochets into the middle stitch of the following chain. And chain 2. 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and 3 around the following chain. Chain 2, 3 double crochets around the chain, and 1 double crochet into the first stitch of the group. Chain 2, 5 double crochets into the middle stitch of the following chain, chain 1, and 5 double crochets into the middle stitch of the next chain. One more time, we chain 2 stitches, then work 1 double crochet into the last stitch, and now as always we add our 3 double crochets at the end. Next, we chain 3 as the base and 2 for the height. Turn your work and the 4th double crochet into the first stitch of the group. This is now row number 9. The 9th row is basically the same as the 5th. We start with 6 chain stitches, then 2 double crochets casted off together into the first 2 of the first arc, one double crochet into the third stitch, and 2 double crochets casted off together for the last 2 of this arc. Next is 1 double crochet around that chain stitch here, then cast off 2 together, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and again 2 double crochets that you cast off together. After this first heart, we chain another 6 stitches, then a double crochet into the last stitch of the group, 2 double crochets around this chain of 2, and double crochet number 4 goes into the first stitch of the following group. Now we framed one of our hearts for the first time since we started crocheting. All these groups of 4 double crochets together form these frames around our hearts. And here you can see that left and right of that first heart we already build the next hearts of the following row. We again chain 6, then 2 double crochets casted off together into the first 2 of this first arc, 1 double crochet into the third stitch, and 2 double crochets casted off together for the last 2 of this arc. Next is 1 double crochet around that chain stitch here, then cast off 2 together, 1 double crochet into the middle stitch, and again 2 double crochets that you cast off together. Then chain 6. The first double crochet into the last stitch of the group, and now we reach the middle again, so we work 3 double crochets, 5 chain stitches, and 3 more double crochets, all around the middle chain. Same as always. You see, row 9 is the same as row 5. Chain 6. The only difference is that you crochet 2 hearts instead of just 1. So the pattern repeats itself after every 4 rows, with always 1 heart more than before. So again, 2 double crochets casted off together, 1 double crochet into the middle stitch, 2 double crochets casted off together, a double crochet around the chain stitch here, then again 2 double crochets casted off together, one double crochet, 2 double crochets casted off together, and 6 chain stitches. Next, 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group, 2 double crochets around the 2 chain stitches, and 1 more double crochet into the first of the following group. Chain 6, again 2 double crochets casted off together, one double crochet into the middle stitch, 2 double crochets casted off together, a double crochet around the chain stitch here, then again 2 double crochets casted off together, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets casted off together, and 6 chain stitches. Then a double crochet into the last stitch, and then the only thing left is to add our 3 double crochets at the end. 1, 2, 3. We continue again with 3 chain stitches for the base and 2 for the height. Then 3 double crochets into the base stitches, and then we can start row 10. Row 10 is basically the same as row 6, and that is how these last 4 rows repeat themselves over and over again until your shawl is as big as you want it to be. Each row of hearts will have 1 heart more than the previous one. What I'm going to show you next is how to work the lace along the edge of your shawl. Alright, I finished row 10, which I did exactly like row 6. Keep repeating rows 6 to 10, that's 4 rows that you keep repeating. And once you reach one of these rows that is like row 10, and you have about 3 color shades of your bobble left, that's when you start working the lace. Let me show you how to do that. So this is the end of the 10th row, as you would be too. And as always, you now chain 3 as the base and 2 for the height. So this first group of 4 double crochets stays as you're used to. And now for the lace, we chain 2, and then around this chain of 5, we work 7 treble crochets. So yarn over twice, and cast off 2 loops at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the last stitch of the group. And 3 double crochets around the following chain. Chain 4, and then for the tip of the heart we cast off 3 double crochets together, chain another 4 stitches, 3 double crochets around the chain, and 1 into the first stitch of the group. And then it repeats itself. 2 chain stitches, then again around this chain of 5 we work 7 treble crochets, just like we did here. Then 2 chain stitches, and then here again 1 group of 4. 3 double crochets casted off together, and another group of 4. Then another 2 chain stitches and 7 treble crochets around the chain. Keep repeating that for the whole first row of your lace. And how to continue the last 2 rows of the lace you can learn at the end of part 3 of my tutorial to the shawl Love with Hearts that you can find on my channel. I used the same lace on that shawl as well. I put a link to that video below. It may be easier for you to find it that way. And then, with part 3 of the shawl Love with Hearts, you can finish the lace and with that the shawl for Mother's Day. Now I hope you had fun with this tutorial. If so, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. I frequently upload new ideas and designs. Hope to see you soon. Love, Veronika.